Sophia had always been the girl who had everything under control. At 21, she was excelling in college, well on her way to fulfilling her dream of becoming a lawyer. She was smart, ambitious, and driven, often described by her professors as a student destined for greatness. Beyond academics, her life was filled with close friendships and the love of her boyfriend Jake, whom she had met during her sophomore year. From the outside, everything in Sophia's life seemed perfect. She had grown up in a supportive family, had always been a high achiever, and her relationship with Jake was strong. He was kind, patient, and always there for her. They shared everything, from their plans for the future to their favorite late-night study snacks. To their friends, they seemed inseparable. But as her final year of college approached, the pressure began to mount. The demands of her coursework, the looming threat of law school applications, and the anxiety of maintaining her high academic standing all started to weigh heavily on Sophia. She found herself staying up late, struggling to keep up with assignments, and constantly feeling like she wasn't doing enough. The more she pushed herself, the more she felt like she was slipping away. One day, after a particularly stressful exam period, a friend offered her a prescription pill to help her relax. "Just take this. It'll help you calm down and get some sleep," her friend said. At first, Sophia hesitated. She'd never been one to rely on substances, but the exhaustion and anxiety were overwhelming. She took the pill that night, and for the first time in weeks, she slept peacefully. The relief was immediate. She felt like she had found a solution to her stress. As time went on, Sophia began to take the pills more frequently, justifying it as a way to manage the pressure of school. "I'm still in control," she told herself. But soon, she wasn't just using them to sleep. She started relying on them to get through the day, to study, and to keep up with the constant demands of college life. Jake noticed the changes in her behavior. She had become distant, irritable, and often shut herself off from him and their friends. "Sophia, what's going on?" he asked one evening, sitting beside her as she stared blankly at her textbooks. "You're not yourself anymore." "I'm fine, Jake," she replied, brushing off his concern. "I'm just stressed with school. I'll be okay once things calm down." But things didn't calm down. One evening, after a particularly intense argument with Jake, Sophia broke down. She locked herself in her dorm room and stared at the bottle of pills on her desk. Tears streamed down her face as she realized how far she had drifted from the person she once was. Her grades were slipping, her friendships were strained, and her relationship with Jake was crumbling. She knew she couldn't continue down this path, but the fear of facing her addiction head-on was paralyzing. That night, she called Jake. Her voice trembling, she whispered, "I need help, Jake. I don't know how to fix this on my own." The next day, Jake sat beside her as they looked into different options for treatment. After hours of research, they found an inpatient drug addiction recovery program. It offered intensive care, therapy, and a structured environment where Sophia could focus solely on healing. Jake assured her that he would be there every step of the way, but Sophia still felt terrified. The thought of leaving school and confronting her addiction was overwhelming, but she knew it was her only chance to rebuild her life and save her relationship with Jake. The first days in the inpatient recovery program were some of the hardest Sophia had ever faced. Detox was painful, both physically and emotionally. She had to confront the reality of her addiction, the damage it had caused, and the deep-seated issues that had led her down this path. The staff and therapists at the center were compassionate, but they pushed her to dig deep and face her demons. In therapy sessions, Sophia began to unpack the root causes of her addiction. It wasn't just about the stress of school, it was about her fear of failure, her need for perfection, and her inability to ask for help when she needed it most. The pills had been her way of coping, but they had only masked the deeper issues she was avoiding. Jake visited her every weekend, attending counseling sessions alongside her. Through these sessions, they both learned how to communicate better and how to support one another in healthier ways. Their relationship had been tested, but through the recovery process, they found new strength. Jake's unwavering love and support became a crucial part of Sophia's healing journey. As the weeks went by, Sophia began to see a light at the end of the tunnel. She was rediscovering herself. her passions, her goals, and her resilience. The program taught her not only how to stay sober, but also how to manage stress and cope with life's challenges without turning to substances. By the time Sophia completed the program, she felt like a new person. She was still the driven, ambitious girl she had always been, but now she had the tools to navigate life's pressures in a healthy way. She returned to college with a renewed sense of purpose, determined to finish her degree and pursue her dream of becoming a lawyer. Her relationship with Jake was stronger than ever. They had gone through one of the toughest challenges of their lives, but they had come out the other side more connected and in tune with each other's needs. They knew the road ahead wouldn't always be easy, but they were ready to face it together. Sophia's journey to recovery wasn't just about overcoming addiction. It was about reclaiming her life, her dreams, and her relationships. It taught her that asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. She realized that with the right support, anyone can rise from the depths of addiction and build a brighter future. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, know that there is hope. Help is just a phone call away. Call 1-888-240-0646 today to begin the journey to recovery.